What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do your own analytics and create your own trading journal so you don't have to use some random website or some other random calculator to calculate your win-loss ratio. I'm going to show you everything in the simplest form. It's going to take 5 minutes to set up and you're going to be so happy that you have this now. So let me just jump straight into the chart and show you guys how to create this Excel sheet. All right, so we're going to open up a Google Sheets. For me personally, I like to use Google Sheets a little bit more than Excel, because Google Sheets, you can access it from anywhere. You just have to log in onto Google, whether that be your phone, your tablet, computer, or your grandma's computer, right? It really doesn't matter at all. So we're gonna have 7 columns that I wanna talk to you about. And the first one is going to be the trade number, okay? Then the next one is going to be the date. We're gonna have the pair. We're going to have percent risked. We're going to have our win/loss. We're going to have our risk to reward. And then finally, we're going to have our notes section. So we want to make this look a little bit neater because we want to be professionals in our industry, right? We don't want this to be sloppy. We want to fully understand what is going on the screen without having confusion on what we wrote down. So I'm going to make this look a little bit neater. Let's go ahead and add a bottom border. I personally like the double bottom. And then we're going to add it to the center. And the first section that I really want to emphasize is the win-loss ratio. We want to make sure that this is set up perfectly because it is essentially going to be the first thing that you type in when you do enter a trade into your trading journal. So what we're going to do is click the entire F column, and we're going to go click Insert. We're going to go all the way down to the drop-down section, and we can see now we have a bunch of drop-downs in our F column, which is amazing. We're going to have the first one be our W for our wins. I'm going to make this green just as an example, and then also have the L as red for our losses. So now we can click Done, and it messes up our format for the first and second one. So we're just going to delete those and then retype in our win-loss here. And now we can see it's super easy to enter in a win or loss, and it makes it look visually pleasing as well. We can just simply click the drop down, click W, drop down, click L if we need to. The next section is the trade number, right? This is super obvious on what it means. This is going to be the trade number that we are at for, let's say, the month or the year or this week. So for example, let's say we're placing our first trade, trade number 1, right? Today's date was going to be 11/14/2024. The pair that we traded was NZD CAD, for example, right? Obviously I didn't, but just for example. And the percent risked is 1% for me. Actually, before we type that, we need to format our E column properly before we type in any percentage. So make sure you click the E column, and we're going to click format as a percent. And then we're going to type in the 1 here, and we can see it comes up as 1%. Then the last column is risk to reward. We want to make sure we type in what we actually rewarded from a trade. So since this one was a win, for example, we can say we got a 1.7 risk to reward ratio. And for our loss, we always want to keep it consistent. So I'm going to type -1 because that's what I always normally risk per trade. When you are changing the risk to reward ratio, you have to be truthful with yourself. So if you got a 1.7 risk to reward ratio, but you saw price continued, and if you held it, you would have been at a 2.8, you better not be writing a 2.8 into this section, right? You have to be writing 1.7 on whatever you cashed out on. Same thing goes with losses. If you risked 1% and then you set your stop loss so it's at 1%, then that's it. But let's say you opened up your stop loss even more and more and more, and then you winded up losing 1.5% or 1.7%. You have to be truthful and type that in. So we're going to type in, let's say, for example, -1.7 because I thought price was going to reverse and I wanted to open up my stop loss a little bit more. Even though you shouldn't do that, you have to be truthful with your trading strategy and your journal. Don't lie to your journal. The last column is notes, right? Super simple. This is just an extra section if you want to type in on you over trading, or if you were just not following your rules, or even if it was a good win, you can just type in like followed strategy well and anything else you want to write about. Now we want to do proper statistical analysis on our trades, but one thing that we noticed here is that we do not have sufficient number of trades, right? We only have 2 trades, for example, that we typed in here. We need to have a lot more to get a more accurate result for our trading strategy. So I'm going to take the next minute and add in a bunch of random information so we can simply do some proper analytics on our trading journal. All right, so now let's add in a chart to truly understand what our win-loss ratio is, and it's going to be automatic. We have to do no math at all, right? So we're gonna go click the F column, we're gonna go here to Insert, Chart, and then we're going to change this to a pie chart, right? So pie chart is super easy to understand, and we can see that it already automatically calculates our win-loss ratio. Right here it says 61.5, and over here it says 38.5%. So super easy to understand. I'm gonna make this look a little bit neater since we want this to look nice. So I'm gonna change this maybe to a 3D. Then I can click the blue here and maybe change this to green so it matches our win-loss. And I'll change the title to our running win/loss chart. And maybe I can bold this and I'll throw it into the center of the chart so it looks a little bit neater. So there we go. Now we have a nice chart to understand what our win-loss ratio is without doing any math at all. So having a win-loss ratio that is above 50% like this, for example, could mean that you're profitable, but not always, right? So let's do a little bit further analytics to understand what our profit is throughout these pretend 13 trades that I have put on our journal here. So we're going to go over here and we're going to type in percent gained, right? This is going to be the section where we're going to add in a formula and it's going to calculate how much percentage we actually gained throughout these 13 trades. And one of the huge things that I want to comment on here is the reason why I always trade 1% per trade. Not only is it really good risk management, it makes my analytics 1,000 times easier to understand since I'm not trading a more bigger percentage, I'm not trading less, I'm not moving my stop loss anywhere. I'm just trading 1% every single time. It's either a win or a loss, really no break even trades. So this is why, right? So we're gonna go here and we're going to click the equal sign and then I'm going to type in sum. Sum is going to add in all the information that we add into this column here. So I'm going to click the entire G column and then I'm gonna close the parenthesis and click enter. So here it says 10.3, right? We want this to be formatted as a percentage, but one thing happens when we click format as a percent, it goes to 10,030%. Obviously that's not correct. So we're going to multiply our formula again by 0.01 just to make it a little bit easier to read for us, to turn it back into a percentage for us. And there we go. Percent gained 10.3% over the 13 trades. But what if you want to know the actual value that you gained, the actual profits, the actual money that you gained through these 13 trades? So let's add in a little bit more information here, right? So let's add in a section here called account size. And let's say, for example, your account size is a $300,000 challenge account, right? So 300,000 is our demo challenge account. And now we want to add in a section called profits gained. And I think most of you guys know where this is going to be going. I'm going to click enter here. I'm going to click our account size. I'm going to multiply it by our percent gained and then click enter. And there we go. We essentially have our profits gained here. I'm going to change this format into a dollar so we can see better, cleaner analytics and also a little bit cleaner formatting for our entire chart. So we can see we gained here 30 grand. 30 grand is our profit, and I simply had to do no math at all. Now, every time I add in a new trade here, let's say I have another win, we can see our pie chart adjusts automatically. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. And let's say we had another win of 2.7 risk to reward ratio while risking 1%. We can see our percent gained 2.7 and also our profit gained by 2.7 times 1. So we gained another, what is that, like 8 grand-ish? And that brought us up to 39 grand. So it automatically adjusts everything for you, and you don't have to do any math by yourself, and you don't need to know any complex statistics in order to do your own analytics. So this is exactly what I use to trade my journals, right? I don't have any fancy program. This is it. It's just a couple sections, a couple columns, and a couple of formulas, and that's all I need to know whether I'm going to be profitable or not. So what I recommend that you guys do is, if you're learning a new strategy, build your own trading journal. So when you go and you backtest the strategy, you can fill up at least 40 to 50 different points of data to do your analytics on. Don't only take 5 or 6 trades and then say you're going to be a profitable trader. You need at least 40 to 50 or even more to truly understand the profit and loss ratio, what your profits are going to be, and everything about the trading strategy. Just a little reminder, I have my free Telegram in the description below, so go ahead and join that, and I'll be showing all my trades there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you stayed all the way to the end, and I hope you really learned something today. It really doesn't get simpler than this. You don't have to have anything complex, but either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit up my Instagram in the DMs. I'll be happy to answer, or go ahead and comment on the section down below. And that's basically it. Good luck trading this week, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.